Instance duration 360 seconds. First, positioning. Try to stand at the 12 o'clock position for easy viewing of the boss's HP. Blazing Skitter. Scurrying spiders will emerge from holes at the upper left and upper right. Spiders will only crawl along the white spider silk on the ground. Players should try not to stand on the ground marked with X spider web trails, as this is the path spiders travel, and remaining on it for 4 seconds will cause slow. If standing on the spider's travel path, the character will be stunned. Players should stand in the safe zone to deal damage. Ember Spiderling. 3 juvenile spiders will randomly appear during battle Lieutenant General, each locking onto a player and moving towards them. Once close to their target, they will self-explode. Marked players should actively guide Spiderlings into the path of the Rampage Spider to be crushed and eliminated by the giant spider. If not crushed in time, Spiderlings will self-destruct, dealing high AoE damage. With a healing class present, this damage may be barely survivable, but caution is still needed to avoid harming teammates. Infernal Gaze. The boss will target one player and charge, causing damage and stunning the target upon impact, while also increasing its own attack power. The targeted player will have a clear marker above their head and must dodge immediately to avoid being caught and taking lethal damage. The correct counterplay is to lure the boss onto the spider web, causing the Rampage Spider to collide with the boss, inflicting a vulnerable state and resolving the mechanic. Blaze Symphony. 2 Rampage Spiders simultaneously charge forward along the spider web, damaging targets unable to dodge in time and inflicting dizziness. Ember Spiderlings are instantly crushed to death. Players simply need to observe the spider web trajectory and move to the safe zone in advance to avoid it. Higher difficulty dungeons will also include the following mechanics: Sinflame. Pay attention to the dialogue prompts from the little girl Fuyier. Her appearance signals that the boss is about to enter an invincible state. After the energy bar above the Genesis Lotus fills completely, the boss becomes briefly invincible and randomly targets 2 players. After 4 seconds, it will inflict dizziness on them and cast a skill. At this moment, players not affected by dizziness must quickly pick the Genesis Lotus and use the F1 skill, Omnipotent Control, to drag the Invincible Heartflame Tree down from the sky, preventing it from casting Sinflame. Failure to break the boss's invincible state within the time limit will trigger a massive explosion, dealing significant damage to players affected by dizziness. Gravity, Genesis Lotus. Using the Omnipotent Control skill drags the invincible boss down from the sky, preventing it from casting Sinflame, removes its invincible state, and causes the boss to enter a vulnerable and dizziness state. Spider Web. Players remaining within the spider web for 4 seconds will be slowed. Moving out of the spider web area restores normal speed. Ember Spiderlings are affected by the spider web, becoming briefly slowed before being rooted in place by the web. All the above mechanics will trigger in a cycle.